Right. Good evening, everybody. See, today afternoon around 2 o'clock, I hope you would all received a message. Okay, a communication, official communication from the UPSC. What is this communication saying? The communication is telling that the preliminary UPSC preliminary examination, which is supposed to be held for this 2021 preliminary, which is supposed to be held in June, this examination is postponed. Right? It is rescheduled. I would say it is rescheduled. When was the preliminary supposed to be? It was supposed to be in June, right? Now, where has the preliminary been pushed? It has been pushed to, right? October 10th. Pushed to 10th of October, right? Now, students immediately I circulated the message to the students. The student asked me this question, sir, now what we have to do? Sir, what we have to do? Right? There are 2-3 possible types of answers which I can give to this question when you ask me what I can do, what you can do, right? 2-3 possible types of answers I can give. See, when you have decided to prepare for UPSC examination, whether the UPSC examination is going to be held in June, whether it is going to be held in October, it doesn't matter. One thing which goes without saying, the first thing is that we have to prepare. There is no substitute to this. There is no substitute to this. We have to constantly keep on preparing. Sir, that is right, sir. We will keep preparing. But should we have to change the strategy? Just today morning, by 10 o'clock, we came to a session which is called pre-vision session, preliminary plus revision session. You came. We all had a Zoom session. In that, we discussed the certain questions, discussed the certain things which are relevant to the preliminary examination, which was supposed to be held in June. We are right now where? We are right now in May. We are right now in May. So, sitting from here, let us say we are 14th, 15th, let us say. Sitting from here, we are preparing for an examination which was supposed to happen in June. Now, we know that our strategy got changed. Our strategy got changed. Now, this examination which is supposed to be held, okay, is shifted to October. Now you see, whether we have to prepare for the preliminary examination, should I have to continue the same strategy, sir? Can we do the same thing which you are doing? Can we do the same thing? Or should we need any other alteration or modification? Sir, one thing is very certain, that we have this huge gap from now to the preliminary examination. We have the huge gap. That is certain. But what is the problem? The problem is we do not know how much gap we are having from the so-called preliminary examination to the mains examination. This gap, how much the UPSC is going to give us, that we do not know. That we do not know. Most probably, the preliminary examination last year was held similarly in the month of October. I remember it's in October 4th. It was held. So the mains examination was held in January 8th. So you might think that the same amount of time the UPSC might give. We do not know. We are not very certain. So let us not bother about that. But definitely one parameter, one factor is very clearly visible to us, very clearly known to us. The time period between the so-called preliminary examination and the so-called mains examination. The time period, this time period is always going to decrease. It is going to decrease. You know, it is going to decrease. The time period for the preliminary examination, between the preliminary examination to the mains, definitely this is going to be less. Sir, how much less? We do not know. We do not know. But we are certain that definitely the time period is going to be less. So, if that is certain that the time period between the preliminary and mains is going to be less, we all know that we have to prepare for number 1, mains now. We have to prepare for mains now. We are all certain that we have to prepare for the mains now. First thing. Now, how much time do we have between this, right? How much time do we have from now to the preliminary? That first, let us calculate that. Then maybe based on that, we will see how mains preparation can be done, whether mains preparation has to be done, or simultaneously preliminary and mains has to be done. Something like that, we will try to see, we will try to find, right? So first, see, where are we right now? We are in the month of May. Is that correct? So I'm taking it as May 15th. Then we have June. Then we have July. Then we have August. Then we have September. Oh my God. Then we have October 10th. Right? Let's see how much time we are having for this. This is 30 days approximately. 30, 30, 30. So 4 into 30, 120 days plus 15 plus 10. So 135, 145, if you exactly calculate, the time is going to be roughly from 145 days to 147 days you will have. Right? For your preliminary examination. Sir, already from month of January or February, we have been focusing on the preliminary. Already we have done it. So February full, March full, April, already 90 days we have given. The same problem what we had last year. The same problem what we had last year, we have already given around, let us say, 3 months, 90 days already for preliminary we have given. Some students have dedicatedly given the last 1 month totally for preliminary. Even I have asked my students who are studying partially for the mains to stop the mains and focus on the preliminary, because we do not know whether the UPSC might conduct, okay, the UPSC might, okay, change. We are having so many things. We are trying our whatever alternative we are having with us. That means to connect you in a best possible manner. So we are trying every permutation combination, right? So the point is now roughly we are having 150 days. How we have to spend this 150 days? Let's plan for this 150 days. How we have to spend, right? 150 days we are having. What are the things we have to cover? Number 1, as usual, preliminary, which is in October. Number 2, we have mains. We do not know when, right? We do not know when. I suggest that let us go backwards. I presume that the preliminary is going to be held as we have planned on October 10th. The preliminary, right? So I'm going to work backwards. So out of 150 days, now I'm going to allot 50 days, 45 days to 50 days, say for the preliminary. So I'm going to reduce 50 days, right? I'm going to reduce 50 days, right? For what? The preliminary examination. So rest I'm going to have 100 days, which I can solely allot for the mains examination. Means, sir, solely allot means, are you telling that from now to the next 100 days, I have to only prepare for the mains? Not at all bother about the preliminary. No, I am telling that when you prepare for the mains, there is a preliminary component also which is inside. Especially for the preliminary, I suggest that you are not supposed to do. You need not have to do. That is not necessary. If and all some people feel that, sir, our old habits die hard, sir, I will do something, sir, for the preliminary. Preliminary means most of the people think, what is the preliminary preparation? Most of the people think question solving or something else. I wanted to do, sir. So you can allot, let us say, not more than 1 hour for the preliminary part or the fundamental part. We can say, for example, map reading, we have some newspapers, some basic data to be memorized. So like that, I am thinking that you are not supposed to give more than this 1 hour for the so-called this preliminary, which is going to happen after a long duration of time. Now, rest of the times we have to give for only the mains. Now, my point is 100 days I am having for the mains. 100 days I am having for the mains. Now, in my hand. So now how to go about that? Please understand, there are a lot of students who are here. When I send the message in the group, personally, I have sent the message to most of the students. At least hundreds of students I should have sent the message today afternoon. Many students say that, sir, please, God, thank me. The UPSC has sent this message. God, we thank you for sending this message, because this is what I expected. Even one person said, my father also was very happy. Many people were happy, but you need not have to be happy, because Destiny is already fixed. You have to write the preliminary, you have to write the mains. Pray to the God that the task will happen at the earliest. When the examination is postponing, please you understand the burden which you are carrying on your head is continuing to be carried for a longer duration of time. So assume that if the preliminary would have happened in the normal course of June, if the mains could have happened in the month of October, your burden all could have been brought down by the month of October. Now for the whole burden, preliminary and mains burden you are carrying till the October. Still the preliminary examination is not going to be over by the end of October. Then the mains burden you have to carry till January. Then God knows when the mains will be conducted or means by January or not, but we do not know. So the earlier the UPSC conducts the examination, please remember the best it is for you. I am telling, of course, students feel that the longer time the UPSC is going to give us for preparing the attempts, the best it is for us. But I am suggesting that's not so. Don't have that mind. Don't have that mindset. First thing. Now, given this 100 days with us, now what are the main topics we need to prepare in this 100 days? Let us see what are the main things which are present here in the main. Number one, we all know we have a paper which is called an optional paper, right? In optional, we have paper 1, right? We have paper 2. Sir, do you suggest me that you have to go and prepare for optional 1 and optional 2 in optional 1, paper 1 and paper 2? Your level, what is your level? Where do you stand in the optional? Please identify. I suggest that around 80% of your optionals has to be completed, can be completed. 80% of your optionals can be completed. If you are a person who has already read optionals in the past, or some people who are choosing the options that have not yet chosen the optional, of course, you can find a way to start the class, right? Start classes for the optionals. If you have not done the optionals, I suggest that you start learning the optionals. You attend some classes and start learning the optionals. There are two types of students. Old students, 80% plus you should complete. 80% plus you should complete. Sir, new students, I am taking the options for the stuff first time. 50 to 60% of the optionals you should complete before you go for the preliminary. 50 to 60%. That means one full paper, either paper 1 full or paper 2 full, or 50% of paper 1 and paper 2, you should have completed as far as the optionals are concerned, right? This is about the optionals. As far as the optionals, I am dividing the optionals into two types of candidates. One, old timers. For the old timers, they should complete 80% plus now. Optionals, 80% plus. Sir, how to do that? We will discuss about that for the old timers. For the new timers, sir, just optionals we are starting now. 50 to 60%, 50% minimum you have to complete. Okay. Regarding the optionals, that 50% will vary that I am not going deep into that. But 50% plus you have to complete, around 50 to 60% you complete. Right? Next we have something which is called we have something which is called we have general studies. As far as general studies is concerned, again, there are freshers. That means there are people who are studying the general studies mains for the first time. There are people who are already veterans, written 1 or 2 mains or studies. In general studies, we have 4 papers: 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus, we have something which is called an essay paper. Essay paper. Right? We have 4 plus 1. Let us presume that, sir, I am the person who is writing the mains for the first time. I have not done mains before, but I have studied something about the mains, but I probably will be writing the mains for the first time. As far as mains general studies is concerned, right, in the mains general studies, there are 2 types of topics which you should know. One is the topics which are spilling over from the preliminary to the mains. Spillover from the preliminary to the mains. Mains we have, there are some topics which are spilling over from the preliminary to the mains. Sir, what I am indirectly meaning is, there are some topics which are in the preliminary whose slight advancement or maybe slight modification would be asked in the mains. This is one type of topic, right? There is yet another type of topic where for only the mains this topic is given. Only the mains, right? This topic is given for only the mains. Example, paper 4, a part of paper 1 and essay paper. Paper 1, paper 4, essay paper. In paper 1, we have some topics, not all the topics. We have some topics, right? Paper 4, all it is new. Essay, it is new. Are we understanding this? So these topics, most probably, if you are writing for the mains for the first time, you have to pay due attention to this topic. You have to work hard in this topic, right? These topics, let us say paper 2 and 3. This is an extension, right? Let us come back to this point. So I was telling that in the mains, as far as the mains are concerned, the topics may be classified into two ways. There are some new topics. For example, in the paper 1, we have something which is called world history. We have some main geography topics which are means new, which are added. Then in paper 4, we have something which is called whole paper, ethics and integrity, which is added as a fourth. Essay also you need some practice to write. If you are a new student who is not given any mains, I suggest that you have to focus on these three important areas. Right, sir? If I am an old student, then I have already written, sir. I already written one main, two mains. Now what I have to do? If you are an old student, we'll discuss about that also. So if you are a new student, this is what you have to do. Sir, old student, what we have to do? That also I will write here. Sir, I am an old student. Old students are classified into 2-3 headings, but I will simplify that. Only 2 headings. One, who has written mains. Of course, he has gone to the interview also. Number 2, he feels that he can clear mains. He feels that he will clear interview, provided if he clears preliminary. He is also an old student. He is calling him veteran. He is telling that, sir, I have not cleared preliminary. Only that is my problem. Mains, I know. Interview, surely I will do that. Right? He is calling himself a veteran. These veterans. Sir, whom are we speaking this side? This side I was speaking about the person who feels that, sir, I need to prepare for mains. It's new to me. The main topics are new to me. I need to prepare. For them, I have spoken about these things. There are some people who have written mains. They are one group in the old students. The other group, they say, I can write mains. But if I don't want to offend you, okay, I don't want to offend you. But if you are in the second category of this old students, I suggest that you please switch over to this area. 50% and more should switch over, because most of the people think that they can do well the main, but I doubt that. Until you write an answer, until your answer has been, what to say, corrected, I don't think you qualify for being a student who had already given his mains or whatever it is experience of the UPSC. So I suggest that old students, when you are there in the old students, these old students may take up everything. I'm telling about the old students who are already written mains. These old students should do something which is called sharpening of the skills. Sharpening of the skills. You have to find why your mains answer, mains mark was less. If you have your mains mark already, if you written your mains mark, I personally wanted to see your mains mark, right? For the students, I am telling you, here I am present in Chennai. 99.9% I am in Chennai only. Most other than the travel time I make the travel. So if you feel that you are stuck somewhere in the mains, I suggest that you show your mark list to me. You are written 2 mains, 3 mains. I have students meeting me last month also. Few students met me, right? I want to see your mark sheet. If you have a mark sheet, if you want to personally come here, everybody has got a personal number. I hope, right? You have a personal number, okay? 7299 717767. Okay, I can pick up this call. If I don't pick up the call, please WhatsApp. Right? WhatsApp, or your grandson, definitely I will be responding back. Right? You send me your mark list. I wanted to see your mark list, and we have to make a genuine assessment. After making a genuine assessment, most probably it will so happen that you are lacking something which is called answer writing. Right? You are lacking something which is called answer writing, or maybe you are lacking something which is called value addition. Okay, value addition. You are lacking something which is called value addition. So we will try to see how the value addition can be given in the mains, right? That we will work out. And personally, I am feeling that, right? Personally, I am feeling that the students, unless he scores marks in the mains, interview is always a big gamble. You cannot bet on the interview. Please don't bet on the interview. As much marks you are scoring in the mains, that is going to help you get your service, right? So the old students, focus main on your value addition. Don't be bothered. Don't feel that, sir, why I have to again prepare, sir, for this mains? How much time should I have to give for the mains, etc. Don't you bother, right? We are all here for you. You write your answer. You send to me. First, I need to see your marks. First, I need to personally interact with you. Maybe I can have a one-to-one Zoom session also. I can have, provided you get a free. You call me clearly and let us have one-to-one Zoom session. We will discuss whatever problems you are having. We will find out. We will give, yeah, what to say, an individual based solution. I will give you an individual based solution. I hope most of the people who are attending this session, they know that already they are doing some mentorship sessions, right? Maybe one or two mentorship groups. Based on the interest of the students, I am giving them the needed work. Though I am conducting different mentorship programs, the student, if he is walking one step forward, I am ready to walk two steps forward. If the student is not walking one step forward, of course, I cannot do much. Maybe initially I can walk one step forward and tell the students, please, no, you walk one step forward. Then I will tell the students, please, you walk one more step, I will walk two more steps. But it so happens that in many of the mentorship sessions, what I have found is some students, they constantly lack what you call as a self-motivation. They constantly say that, sir, please, every day you come to us, pull us to the goal. So that may not be practically possible. I am telling, I am here for the students who are genuinely interested in needing a mentor. Genuinely interested in needing a mentor. I am here constantly to help them. So personally, at this stage, given my workload, given my all other external activities, I can mentor a particular number of students. The number I am not telling you. Some people know this number. I can individually mentor these types of students. Okay, so you don't feel panicked. I individually wanted to see your mark list. I wanted to see one or two answers. Then we will decide what course has to be done to you. What is the course of action has to be done to you. Right? Let it go. That is one point. Let us not go into the details. Next, now, sir, we are having, let us say, every day, let us say we are having around 12 hours. Right? Every day we are having 12 hours. Now we have 100 days. Sir, how to go about this? How to go about this? 100 days, 12 hours. How do you suggest? Now, as I told you, based on your individual, if you have already done your optionals, right? You do something which is called test. If you have already done your GS, do something which is called test. Test for GS, for optional. If you have not written any essay in your life, I suggest that you have to write your test. Essay. Okay? Essay paper. You have to write your test. Most probably, most of the students undermine the value of this essay paper. They undermine the value of this essay paper. I suggest that don't do this mistake. If you do this mistake, you will take another 1 year from the UPSC to rectify the mistake. You don't have that much time. I'm suggesting you. In fact, I'm warning you also. Don't waste that much time. Right? You have no such time. Right? Wasting 1 more year for bettering a few marks in the UPSC mains or something. So essay paper, you focus on that. After you can do. Sir, the students were new. I told them, if not, if you people, right? There are some students who are new, sir. Now I have to do. If you have not studied optionals, attend classes. GS, attend classes. SCA, attend classes. Class plus test. You can write class plus test. Other groups, they can write only the test. This group, they can attend the class plus the test. So this is what you have to do, sir. How much time I can allot in this 12 hours? How much time do you suggest that I have allot for the main? I suggest that maximum 10% of your time to 15% of your time you give for preliminary. Maximum I'm telling. Rest you allot for main. Rest you allot for main. Other than 10 to 15%, which is roughly calculating into, let us say, 2 hours at the maximum, 10 hours have to allotted for the main. Now, sir, in the mains, what I have to do, sir? What I have to study? You are telling, sir, everybody is telling, we know, sir, 100 days we are there, we have to study for the mains only. Of course, you have to write the test. Of course, I have to study. Now, what I have to study? How I have to better my answer? Just one clue I am telling you. One clue. Okay, there are many clues which are available. Just one clue I am telling you. First, the biggest misconception as far as the mains is concerned is that in the mains, people think that they can write very good answers. Right? They can write good answers. Right? Good answers. But my question is, what is a good answer? What is a good answer? You think that you can write good answers, right? You may write, you may not write. But on what parameter you are telling that you are writing a good answer? Sir, not my parameter, not your parameter. Your parameter maybe you will be writing good answers. My parameter maybe I am thinking that you may not write good answers. But let us not go into the individual parameters. There is a parameter where the UPSC fixed what amounts to a right good answer. Number one, if you write an answer, 10-mark question, it has to be completed in 5 minutes. So time is a very important factor. Number two, if any question is asked, the question has to be comprehensive. The question has to be comprehensive. Number three, given the time period, it has to be comprehensive and it has to have something which is called innovation if possible. Innovation. Innovation means what innovation are we speaking, sir? I'm speaking about diagrams. I'm speaking about the representation of the data. And that question which you are writing, any question which you are writing, it should fetch approximately 55% to 60% of the mark. 55% to 65%, 60% of the mark. If the question which you write doesn't do any of these things, of course, mark you can score only if you complete all this, then the answer is not a good answer. People think that they can write good answers. I have seen people writing the answer. 20 questions we used to give, 20 questions, they write 10 good answers in the 20 questions, 10 good answers. But that's not what we are here for. That's not what I encourage. What is the use of writing 10 good questions? 10 questions you have not at all written. So time management is very important, comprehensiveness is very important, and innovation that will not happen in one day. If any one specific topic is there, we should constantly try to better the topic. Answer writing is very, very, very important. Right? So secondly, source material. Source. Try to add some source. Add. Don't, if you are writing already, if you are written 2-3 mains already, if you are writing second mains or something, try to add source. Please be thorough with your fundamentals. Fundamentals, be thorough. Be thorough with the fundamentals. Number two, upgrade. Upgrade means, okay, upgrade means fundamentals, you will be reading the NCERTs or some class notes. Upgradation could be done either from the lecture of the teacher or from some of the recommended textbooks. Upgradation. So every topic which you are reading, you should have a note. Now 100 days are there. If some people are reading for the first time any one topic, say for example, if you are preparing a topic on environment for the first time for the essay writing, you are preparing a topic for environment, I suggest that you fix a time. Every topic when you are preparing, you should fix a time and allot in this time so much content has to be kept. So jot down this content. This content has to be based on the fundamentals. This content has to be based on upgradation. And you always, whenever in the newspapers or somewhere you find this innovation, take this innovation, add this innovation. It may be a diagram, it may be a tabulation, it may be a sketch, it may be a map, it may be a suggestion by your friends, it may be a suggestion by the faculty. Put all this minor points in a separate sheet of paper. Compile all this. Because after the preliminary, we will not have this much luxury to speak. After the preliminary, I may not be conducting this session and wasting 1 hour of your time. So now you have this 100 days time. From tomorrow or maybe from today or from tomorrow, start meticulously preparing for this 100 days. And in 100 days, your main preparation should be over. Because after this 100 days, we have another 45 days for the preliminary. Then we will do this preliminary. That is one thing. Secondly, sir, now what I am going to do? Every day by 10 o'clock, I am meeting the Zoom session live. every day, right? Every day till you write your mains or till mostly, right? Till the time we cannot see you in person. Every day 10 a.m. Zoom session I am coming. Already today I have completed the Zoom. Okay. Pre-vision is a session. I planned this pre-vision session for 45 days. In 45 days, I wanted to cover all the fundamental topics. Personally, I want to sit with you, the students. Already, I think 11 sessions you have completed pre-vision. But I will continue to meet you every day by 10 o'clock, right? 10 a.m. morning. But what I will do is, I will not do this pre-vision session every day. But once in 2 days, I will continue this session where I have a lot of things to cover. We are already in the mid of the Middle East map today. That map, that fundamental point, I will keep covering, but this revision session will not be every day. But every day I will be meeting by 10 o'clock, 10 a.m. today, means every day morning. So what I'm going to do in this every day morning by 10 o'clock, maybe we'll do some exercise, we'll do some issue with the mains. Okay, I'll speak something about mains answer writing. Right? I will spontaneously give you some questions. I will prepare some questions. Zoom session will not be, since it is an open Zoom session, since it is a free session, don't you take it as a free. Okay, 1 hour I'm spending. I suggest that you also should seriously mean this business. 1 hour if you're spending with me, this much, one microscopic development has to be there in your answer writing or in your content making. So 1 hour we will sit. Every day I will bring some innovation. I will randomly give you some topics. Maybe I'll teach you something. I'll give you a spontaneous topic. I'll ask you to write the answer. There in the Zoom session itself, you'll sit and write the answer. 45 minutes, 50 minutes, 1 hour is the time I'm going to consume every day, but morning 10 o'clock. Spontaneously, I'll give an answer. You will write the answer. We will discuss the answer. Betterments can be done. So every day 10 o'clock. Sometimes Zoom sessions we can do. Sometimes let us say means revision. The sessions will continue. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. This is exercise number 1. It is free, open for all. Any student can come and participate. I'm not going to take only subjects of history and geography in this revision in the morning 10 o'clock session. I'll be taking up some essay topics. I'll be taking a part of an essay topic. I'll be taking up topics associated with the means, environment, economics. Okay, different small topics we can take. Bit by bit, bolt by bolt, we'll put the house in order. That's one thing. Secondly, for the students, for the personal mentoring, I'm going to conduct some test batches. Be school scheduled, how it has to be done, I will conduct a separate session for that. How the test batch will be conducted, how the syllabus will be divided, what is about the options, what about the classes of the options, that I will do separately. Okay, that I will interact with the specific history of the student, I will interact with the specific, the test batch students, I will interact with that. But sufficient to know that I'm going to conduct a test batch for general studies. Okay, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, essay. Together or separate ways based on your interest. Okay, you can join the test batch. I'm not going to admit n number of students, unlimited number of students. You all know we are under restrictions. Individually, I will be sitting and evaluating your paper, and discussion would be mostly 1-to-1. I will tell how much is the limit of the students I can take in, and based on that, we will arrive at the fees and something else, right? So I am suggesting that one session I will do free, which is everyday morning answer writing, answer discussion. I will do that. And other than that session, then the history test batch I'm going to conduct. Then other optional test batch, let us see, I'll discuss with one of the two faculties that I am planning also. GS test batch, paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, paper 4, and essay that we are going to do. Essay writing also, people, if you need any guidance separately, we are going to have a separate session for that also. We'll do that also, right? So anything else you wanted to ask me? But one thing is very much for certain, there is no relaxation for you for the next 145 days, not next 145 days, 145 plus another 90 days from then on. 210 days, there is no relaxation for you. That much you take it from me. Don't you say that God thank me, the UPSC is announced, means postpone the preliminary, now I can take rest, I can sleep. No, till you get your service, there is no salvation for you. Nobody is going to leave you. And it is going to be, what to say, an hard work for you. So use the time. If the UPSC keeps on postponing its preliminary, burden is for you. Please you understand. Burden is for you. Use this golden opportunity. 100 days it is given. Fine. Use this golden opportunity, the COVID time. Okay. For bettering yourself, for sharpening yourself, advancing yourself. Bettering, sharpening, advancing. How? Content development, answer writing techniques. Content development, answer writing techniques. That's what we are going to do. Are you understanding? Due to certain reasons, I cannot directly meet you on the old platforms where we have created. Okay, I'm not going to go deep into these issues, but in the old platforms which we have created both in online and offline, I'm unable to meet you. So I have means there is one number I think which is available to you. Okay, you can interact with me. Personal number I have given for personal means important reasons only you contact. Otherwise there is another number. What number is this? 7 something 7200402345 right? 72004 right? 72004, the number is written on the top. Okay, 72004-23450 would be the number, right? You please make a note of it. Anything you communicate to this number, somebody will be there to assist you. If nothing is working out, if you want genuinely, if you want to contact me, my number I have already given before you contact, right? So all the best. We'll meet you again tomorrow morning. I'm planning for a session actually. Tomorrow morning we'll complete this map. Okay, நம்ம ப்ரிவிஷன் மேப் நம்ம கொஞ்சம் மேப் பண்ண வேண்டியது இருக்கு. அந்த மேப் நாளைக்கு பண்ணுவோம். நாளைக்கு காலையில I suggest that you should attend the session. I will create a Zoom link. I will send the session tomorrow morning. புரியுதுல? tomorrow morning நம்ம காலையில பார்த்துக்கலாம். நாளைக்கு நான் அந்த செஷன் நம்ம பண்ணிக்கலாம். I will send the link. Please share the link to others. Right? So all the very best. We'll meet you. Okay, God bless you. Be focused. Constantly keep working for the next 100 days.